Good morning, students. Let's continue with our lesson. Chapter number 1, The Story of Village Palampur. In the previous videos, we have learnt about the factors of production, the modern farming methods. In this video, we are going to cover few more topics. Before I start, I want you all to take out your books and pen so that you can jot down some important points. I hope you all are ready. Let's start. Who will provide the labor? Farming requires a great deal of hard work. Students, you all know that farming requires a great deal of hard work. Farmers need to do plowing, right, harvesting, so many other activities like sowing, which requires a great deal of hard work. Small farmers, along with their families, cultivate their own fields. So what do the small farmers do? Along with their families, they cultivate their own fields because they don't have sufficient money to pay for the other farm laborers if they hire them. Okay. And what about the medium and large farmers? Let's see. Medium and large farmers hire farm laborers to work on their fields. So medium and large farmers, they have money, right? So they hire farm laborers to work on their fields. So I hope it's clear, students. Small farmers along with their families cultivate their own fields, and medium and large farmers hire farm laborers to work in their fields. So I hope it's clear. Farm laborers come either from landless families or families cultivating small plots of land. So these farm laborers who work, okay, they come either from landless families. They don't have their own land, right? And some of them, they have land but it's too small, okay? So they require money. So they work as farm laborers in some other farmer's field. These farm laborers who work, they are paid wages by the farmer for whom they work. So they are paid wages. Wages are paid by the employer to the employee for the work done. These wages are in the form of cash or in the form of kind, that is crops. Sometimes laborers get meals also. So I hope it's very clear, students. Farm laborers are paid wages by the farmer for whom they work. Wages are in cash or in kind. They get meals as well. Okay. A farm laborer might be employed on a daily basis, that's to work daily, or for one particular farm activity. It may be sowing, it may be plowing, or it may be harvesting, okay, for any one particular farm activity, or for the whole year. So let's try to understand the duration of employment. It's on a daily basis, or for one particular farm activity, or for the whole year. I hope it's clear, students. The minimum wages for a farm laborer set by the government is rupees 115 per day. Okay. So earlier it was very less than this. As per April 2011, it's 115 rupees per day. Okay. So the minimum wages for a farm laborer set by the government is rupees 115 per day. You need to remember this. But some laborers get only rupees 80. But still they are willing to do the work. So let's try to find out what's the reason behind this. Why they are ready to work for lower wages. Let's see. Heavy competition for work among the farm laborers in Palampur. There are so many farmers who are landless. There are so many farmers who have land but it's too small, right? They are not able to fulfill their basic requirements, right? So they require money. So even for the lower wages, they are ready to work. Heavy competition for work among the farm laborers in Palampur. So people agree to work for lower wages as well. And what's the minimum wages set by the government, students, for the farm laborer? Yes, it's rupees 115 per day. Don't forget. Next, the capital needed in farming. Students, you know, to carry out the farming activities, especially modern farming activities, the farmers to purchase HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, irrigation, right, etc. They require money. Okay, so the capital needed in farming we are going to see in detail. Most of the small farmers have to borrow money from large farmers or the village money lenders for the capital. Students, why they need to borrow money? Because they don't have money, they don't have sufficient money, right? So they need to borrow from the large farmers or the village money lenders for the capital. The rate of interest on such loans is very high. And what about the rate of interest? It's too high, students. Okay, next. In contrast to the small farmers, the medium and large farmers have their own savings from farming. And what about the medium and large farmers? There's no requirement for them to borrow. Why? Because they have savings. They have their own savings from farming, right? So they can use this money to carry out their farming activities. Next topic, sale of surplus farm products. Farmer retain a part of the wheat for the family's consumption and sell the surplus wheat. So the farmers, what do? They retain a part of the wheat for their consumption, for their family's consumption, and the extra ones, okay, you can see the surplus food grains here, okay, they sell it to the market. I hope it's clear, students. Here in this image you can see, students, the bullock carts loaded with food grains. Okay, bullock carts streaming into the market, each carrying loads of wheat. The traders at the market buy the wheat, and in the market the traders purchase this wheat and then they sell it further to shopkeepers in the towns and cities. So the traders at the market buy the wheat and sell it further to shopkeepers in the towns and cities. Here's a short story of Tejpal Singh. He's a large farmer. Let's see. Tejpal Singh, the large farmer, has a surplus of 350 quintals of wheat. Students, do you know how much is 1 quintal? Yes, 1 quintal is equal to 100 kg. Okay, so just calculate 350 quintals. Yes, it's 35,000 kilograms. So Tejpal Singh, the large farmer, has a surplus of 350 quintals of wheat from all his lands. He sells the surplus wheat at the Raiganj market. Students, you know Raiganj is the nearest village. Okay, it's 3 kilometers away from the village Palampur, and has good earnings. Okay, he earns good earnings. He gets good profit as well. What does Tejpal do with his earnings? Let's see. Last year, Tejpal Singh had put most of the money in his bank account. So most of the money he has deposited in the bank. Later, he used the savings for lending to farmers like Savita who are in need of a loan. So most of the money he is using, most of the savings he is using for lending to farmers like Savita, who are in need of a loan for which he gets good interest. He also used the savings to arrange for the working capital for farming in the next season. Working capital we have already learnt in the first video, right? This year, Tejpal Singh plans to use his earnings to buy another tractor. So already he is having, and now he is planning to purchase one more. Another tractor would increase his fixed capital. Working capital, fixed capital I already explained to you. I hope you all remember. Like Tejpal Singh, other large and medium farmers sell the surplus farm products. Okay, so like Tejpal Singh, other large and medium farmers, they sell the surplus farm products. A part of the earnings is saved and kept for buying capital for the next season. So a part of the earnings is saved. For what purpose? For buying capital for the next season. Thus, they are able to arrange for the capital for farming from their own savings. So no problem for them. Some farmers might also use the savings to buy cattle, trucks, as well as for setting up shops. As we shall see, these constitute the capital for non-farm activities. And non-farm activities are the activities apart from farming activities. We are going to learn in detail about non-farm activities in the next video. So students, I hope you all have understood what all things we have learned today. Just a quick revision. We have covered the topics like who will provide the labor. We have seen a farm laborer might be employed on a daily basis or for one particular farm activity or for the whole year. That's the duration of employment. We have seen the capital needed in farming. From where do small farmers get money? From where do large farmers get money to carry out the farming activity? We have seen the sale of surplus farm products. Let me ask you questions. The minimum wages for a farm laborer set by the government is rupees 50. Option B, rupees 115. Option C, rupees 80. Option D, rupees 70. And the correct answer is option B, rupees 115. The minimum wages for a farm laborer set by the government is rupees 115. Next question. What is done to surplus wheat in Palampur? Option A, sold in the market. Option B, destroyed. Option C, stocked by self. Option D, given in charity. And the correct answer is option A, sold in the market. Very good. Next question. Where do most of the small farmers borrow money to arrange for the capital in Palampur? Option A, banks. Option B, cooperative societies. Option C, village money lenders. Option D, friends and relatives. Yes, students, where do most of the small farmers borrow money to arrange for the capital in Palampur? The correct answer is option C, village money lenders. I hope it's clear, students. Here I am sharing with you all a link through which you can access the video for the topics covered today. Please do watch the video and don't forget to read the textbook. Read the textbook thoroughly. We will cover the remaining topics in the next video. Till then, bye and take care.